There's another chair in school, but then you, well, when you stand up, you see, but not.
Good afternoon, everyone. All right, so I am from a tradition out of the Black church, and a part of the musical tradition, it is called call and response. And so I just made a call, and the expectation is for there to also be a response. So I said, good afternoon. Thank you. This is a communal effort, all right? Call and response. My name is Jadrian Tarver. I'm a professor at Gonzaga University, where I teach voice there, as well as a first-year seminar, Music and Social Justice. We go, in that course, we cover from spirituals to rap music to different types of genres within the Black music tradition, and how it relates to social justice and social movements. And since we're talking about music and advocacy today, I thought it would be befitting to talk about the complex history of We Shall Overcome. I know it is the song brings people together and it is a communal song, but it's a little drama that is behind the scenes, and I won't consider it as like a, well, yeah, because lawyers did get involved. Surrounding We Shall Overcome is a song of justice, healing, and collective resilience. Next slide. So, if you know, it was born in faith and endurance. So around the early 19th century is when the origins begin of We Shall Overcome. It was created, inspired by Albert Tindley, who was a Methodist minister and a hymn writer who wrote, I will overcome someday. So this is where we get a lot of the text from We Shall Overcome from. And it started in the old tradition of the church. And so people were singing the hymns. But the We Shall Overcome that we sing today is not the original. It is an amalgamation of gospel, music, hymns, and inspirational text for the movement. Next slide. So in 1945 in Charleston, South Carolina, there was a strike against the tobacco company. So that there were these Black women who wanted fair wages in 1945. And so they were out striking and protesting against the tobacco company at the time. It was not only the large participants were Black women, but there were also men, Black men and white women out there protesting along with them. And this is where the song that the origins of the song in which that we know is birthed out of this strike in 1945. The lyrics shifted from, it was I will overcome versus we will overcome. So, moving to the next slide. The voices that carried this song and sort of kind of shaped it into what we know right now is Zilphia Horton. She was the music director at the Highland Folk School, where who learned from the striking workers who came down the We Shall Overcome. And so from there, Pete Seeger was also there, and he adapted the song. And so he switched it from I will overcome to we shall overcome. And so that's why we have the lyrics that we have today. We will overcome, turn it to we shall overcome. He helped standardize it, the text and the music, and published it. And then Guy Carawan is also instrumental in this, that he introduced it to SNCC. Are you all familiar with who SNCC is? And so the Freedom Singers, which were a part of SNCC, went around singing We Shall Overcome. Dr. King heard it when visiting the Highlander Folk School. He heard it and loved it. It was like, I believe that this could be an anthem. Next slide. Here's the thing. In this story, the Black women musicians have often been overlooked and omitted in the process of telling this story in its origins. When we talk about resilience and reconciliation, I think it's time to reconcile this, all right? We sing this song, so it's time to reconcile the origins and the influence that Black women have had within the structure of We Shall Overcome. So remember I was telling you about the strike in Charleston? Yeah. That strike was led by Lucille Simmons in 1945. She took gospel songs that she knew and spirituals and put together the structure of I Will Overcome Someday. And then from that, people who were at the strike went to Zelphia down in Tennessee and taught it to her, and she taught it to the students. You see the line? Yes, Lucille is very important. So next slide, please. She did not compose it. This We Shall Overcome is a communal folk song. It belongs to the people. It belongs to no one, but everyone. Because Lucille took it and created it in Charleston, shared it with Zelphia, then Zelphia shared it with Pete, and then with Guy, and then now we have the structure that we sing now for the marches. All right? So they shared in the collective memory of the struggle, and this is why We Shall Overcome is important. Next slide. However, there's a little note that is often overlooked too. This is, if you look on the screen, this is Roberta Martin, famous gospel singer and composer. She is also omitted from We Shall Overcome. This right here is, it is a Victor Bisquesti, well, I can't pronounce his last name, did some research about the behind the scenes of We Shall Overcome. And when doing my research, I found this song. So when Roberta Martin published it, she didn't republish it in her name. She published it as Faye E. Brown. So I'm going to play this for you. And the text reads, I'll be like him someday. If in my heart I do not yield, I'll be like him someday. This was published in 1945. The We Shall Overcome that we know came around 56, 57. Did y'all hear that? Deep in my heart, or down in my heart, I do believe we shall overcome someday. I'll be like him. So that's where it came from, the chorus of We Shall Overcome. Because if I will just do this, So it is important that we acknowledge who Roberta Martin is in this story and in this song. If we're talking about overcoming, we have to pay homage and honor the people who were a part of creating the song of resilience, the song of healing, the song of transformation, the song that we even still sing today. It is important. Next slide, please. Oh, here's another person too. Louise Strohschier is also a part of this as well, because in her gospel song, the text would read, "If my Jesus wills, I'll overcome someday." So the beginning of the "We Shall Overcome" is adapted from Lois's songs. She is not given credit for that either. And here's the interesting fact that she was friends with Dr. King. And he loved her song. Next slide, please. Oh, here's where it gets a little messy. Copyright infringement. Ooh, big words, aren't there? And a derivative work. So in 1960, Pete Seeger, Zelphia Horton, Guy Carawan, and Frank Hamilton copyrighted "We Shall Overcome" as a derivative work. They acknowledged they did not compose the original song, but they cited their arrangement, phrasing, and standardizing the lyrics as a new elements added to the tradition songs. Why does this matter? A community created a song centered and it entered ownership based on a legal system. The law required naming the individuals even when creation was collective. This created tensions between legal authorship and cultural stewardship. How many of you knew that? Yes, you see how muddy it gets. Because Pete states, and even Guy states, that we don't own this music. But in order for them to, they weren't even trying to lay claim to it. They was trying to really preserve it, because all of the proceeds went back to the We Shall Overcome Foundation, which helped fund grassroots organizations. So it went back into the community. But you also know what happens when lawyers get involved. Exactly. Next slide. So "We Shall Overcome" is a moral anthem of sit-ins, jailings, funerals, voter drives, and embraced by the Student Nonviolent Coordinating Committee and sung at marches led by Dr. King, who called it the moral anthem of the movement. Music as a restorative justice. Today, we are doing restorative justice. We're doing that work. We're doing the communal work and care work to invite the people who helped shape and created this song into the conversation when they're often not. A promise carried forward. This song has gone from Charleston to Johannesburg, from Selma to Hong Kong, anti-apartheid movement, democracy movements, racial injustice protests, labor movements, LGBTQIA+, advocacy. This song is a part of the fabric and the tapestry of America. I look at this as one of the stitches for the quilters out there. I look as "We Shall Overcome" as the stitches that keep the fabric of justice together here in America. And even though that it may appear as those threads are unraveling, we can mend, we can sew, we can bond, we can glue, hot glue, super glue, duct tape it back together. So if you would join me in singing at least 2 verses of "We Shall Overcome." All right? Yeah. This is community. This is the collective, okay? And we'll start this off. I'll start this off with Roberta Martin's "Deep in My Heart I Do Believe," because I feel like that is befitting.
Brave man, John.
You need a microphone.
No.
John?
Yeah, problem. If you want me to be mic'd.
Yes, question.
Yeah.
Um,
Get admitted.
yes, you can audit it. Yeah. Next semester, the class will be in the fall.
Wouldn't hurt.
It's a
just
first year seminar.
Perfect.
Music and Social
Thank you. Just
Justice.
like that.
Actually, I have a student here who is auditing one of my courses, but it's not music and social justice. It's solo song literature, where we explore songs, solo songs, and it's a little. In this course, students get to work with composers to create their music. So you're learning about songwriting as well as creating music. And Gary is actually auditing the course. So yes, my courses are you can audit them. Yes.
So we need to look up Gonzaga and the syllabus.
Yes.
We know which class it runs.
I'll be happy to share it with you.
Oh, goodness.
I just heard this one. No, we're good. We're good. Thanks. Oh, like a week or so ago. I can't remember if I saw it on TV or on the YouTube or something, but this is. I heard it was a church in Minneapolis where they were singing this, and the first part of it's call and response, but then we sing the second part of it in unison. We are here with our city, Our love for each other will carry us through. So that we'll sing that now that you've learned it. We'll sing that all together. This is the way they did it. Sorry. We are here. With our city, our love for each other will carry us through. Let's do it again. We are here with our city, our love for each other will carry us through. We may be needing this here in our city.
Yeah.
That's what I got.
That's all.
Yeah.
Guess we'll do Granny's and then LaRue? Sure. Is that okay? Yeah, thank you. Well, this is my... Hello? There we go. This is my first time here. This is quite amazing. Congratulations to the organizers. You heard earlier from the Raging Grannies, so you kind of know what we do. My little portion of this is going to be talking about the effect of music on the brain, music and humor. So I'm calling it Music is the Bread of Life, while humor is the marmalade on top. So you have all experienced what it feels like to be listening to a marching band in a parade or maybe a demonstration. You've probably all experienced the organ and the choir at church. And maybe you've turned off the sound on a movie that's exciting and found out it really wasn't that exciting without the music, right? Or maybe you've sung a lullaby to a baby. So you know the power of music to affect the soul. Evolutionary information tells us that music and rhythm were around before vocabulary, before language. So I don't know how they know that, but it's pretty amazing. If you've ever watched a little kid bounce up and down to the rhythm, this is before they can ever talk, they get it. And maybe they got it in the womb listening to the mother's heartbeat. Now they've been doing PET scans on the brain, and so they can tell how the brain is affected by listening to music or by playing music. They've even done a thing where the whole brain is activated, but the right side, the nonverbal side, the creative side, is more activated. And they've discovered that if you are improvising, if some of you are brave enough to improvise, the right side is more lit up and the left side is subdued. And my theory is the left side is the part that says, oh, that wasn't very good. So when you shut that off, you can be a lot more creative. So anyway, I've had some friends with Parkinson's disease that were musicians, and so they did surgery on them while playing their instruments during the surgery. Yeah, and they restored parts of their brains so they were able to play music again. It was quite amazing. So as we all know, there is a link between music and emotion, and when we look at the word motion, it is part of emotion. So when we dance, we are expressing our emotion. So also, if you're a musician, you know major chords are the happy ones, and the minor chords are the sad ones. The fast rhythm is generally a happy song, and the slow rhythm is sadder songs. Or as Laurie Lewis in the bluegrass world has said, there are two kinds of bluegrass songs. There's the slow, sad songs, and then there's the fast, sad songs. So if music is the bread of life, then humor is the marmalade on top. So studies have shown people watch a comedy, situation comedy with friends where they were laughing, and they checked their hormonal levels and found out that the endorphins, they were given a shot of endorphins by laughing. So hopefully we can bring some of that to you today. And endorphins help relieve pain and stress. So when you see us raging grannies, and you notice we have kind of comical, we really don't dress this way on a regular basis. We have kind of comical, attention-grabbing outfits, and on purpose, because people see us old ladies and they go, oh, who are they? Who are they? And they come over to listen, and then they hear our words, and they think, oh, that's pretty funny, and they might laugh. But what they don't know is that we are effectively, and maybe even conspiratorially, getting our message across. So, on that, now we're going to sing you a song.
Yeah, get up there, Jen.
Raging grannies are conspiring to make our audience laugh. Ho, ho, ho. Satire is so very frightening. It's clearly a terrorist path. Listen to their conversation. They speak of peace, not war. Congressional recriminations, they always go too far. Metal in their hips, metal in their knees, they're hiding weapons no one can see. We have found them out, we know what they're about, a peace and justice conspiracy. Someone singing for justice, someone singing for an end to war, someone singing for fairness, scaring us to the core. We're scared of ghetto grannies sing their songs. Ghetto grannies make us quake. Ghetto grannies must be watched. Our country is at stake. Grannies in their hats, a bunch of old bats, scaring us with what they sing. If we ever sing in tune, that will surely be our doom. Spreading freedom and democracy We have a couple different segments here, and we will sing a few songs, and then we'll pass it on to our pal to the right. Thank you, Pat Foster. My piece of the workshop has to do with how we get songs, how we revise, how we dress, where we show up, and now I feel so guilty about stealing all these songs and not attributing any of them. We get our songs from other granny groups throughout the world. We author some songs ourselves, or friends send them to us, or we decide there's a topic that needs a song, and we collaborate and write lyrics to familiar tunes. Our songs are perpetually in revision as our political scene changes and local and world events need to be addressed. Oh, we've had songs about President Bush, the Wall, Kathy McMorris Rogers, who brought us Mike Johnson, that silly yes man avatar Mr. T uses and abuses, and so much more. We dress in eye-catching and disrupting regalia. Our goal is to get people's attention through the visual disruption of energized, not invisible, older women who continue to seek justice in many dimensions. We adore having fun, and we meet twice monthly to chew on what's happening and write, and really, we rehearse our songs. We listen to each other and practice the world we want to live in. We can't help but making fun of the powers that be, and we're always suggesting ways to get us on a more loving and equitable path. We show up when invited and when not invited. Some grannies have been to the slammer for sitting on railroad tracks. Yes. Trying to stop coal trains. Well, of course you have to do that. We sing at the Fall Folk Festival. We sing along Main Street in June for Street Music Week to raise funds for hungry people. We show up with community to listen to the massive and angelic No Kings crowds. And, we show up in support of progressive candidates that see beyond what is into what might be. We sing and show up to encourage ourselves and others to continue the fight against oligarchy, patriarchy, and those who do not support Mother Earth, all children, and our neighbors in this grand puzzle of diversity of life on our planet. And the song we're going to sing now, we had a grave concern about apathy in America. Apathy is a problem, silence is a problem, and it was apathy that probably was responsible for this past election that, whatever. This song was written by Joy's husband to the tune of The Weight by the band, and it's entitled, Get Off Your Ass, America.
There's trouble in our country, there's something in the air, but it's hard to address it when no one really cares. It's hard to get worked up so people sit and stare. It's difficult to do what's right when there's apathy everywhere. Get off your ass, America. Time to make a stand. Gotta make things better. If we're gonna save this land. Who cares about apathy? Why should we be concerned? Why not just ignore it? That's a lesson we have learned. Don't care about anything. Don't you give a damn. Then the life you're living is nothing but a sham. Get off your ass, America. Time to make a stand. Gotta make things better. We're gonna save this land. It's time to take action, not sit around and fret. It's not too late, America, we can fix this yet. So give a damn, do what's right, get yourself involved. Give your boot to apathy, our problems will be solved. Get off your ass, America. Time to make a stand. Gotta make things better. Yeah.
If the mission of Raging Grannies is to use song and humor to raise awareness of specific issues and concerns, well, what then? How can we help move from awareness to action? First of all, we as individuals try to be involved with groups and people who are strategizing and acting, and encourage friends, family, and neighbors to do likewise, even though such conversations can be uncomfortable. We try to provide information to people who may not have found, or even looked for, a way to be active. At the Fall Festival in November, we passed out our Advice from Granny sheet. There are some sheets at the end of the pews there that I'm showing you here. Feel free to take those with you. And we have just begun to use social media with our page, Advice from Grannies. We try to engage in conversations with people. Thank you. We try to engage in conversations with people to find opportunities to listen to people different from ourselves, to deepen our understanding and to become connected. In our own group, you can see we're not particularly diverse. We're all pretty old. We're all white. But we at least have reached out recently. One of our new members has worked with us and given us a workshop on gender and trans and helped us figure our way through this pronoun thing, you know. And also they bring accessibility issues to the fore. And we have yet to add that to our performances, but we hope to be able to think about that as we go somewhere to perform. How can it be made accessible in various ways to people with various kinds of disabilities? Those of us who are white have a particular responsibility to step out of our perspective and recognize that Black and brown people have been engaged in this struggle for generations. The letter, Dear White People, which has the little blue at the top that I passed out, is from a Black woman, and it reminds us that they should not be treated as allies for our agenda, but partners for setting the agenda. She admonishes us, don't wallow in your sense of helplessness. Do not decide there is nothing you can do, not even look for what you can do, when realistically, sorry, I missed an important part of that line. Coming to that conclusion is you giving yourself permission to do nothing, not even look for what you can do, when realistically, you're more likely to have a range of options, and the challenge will be how to optimize your time and your effort. Until you find the best answer to that question, do something. Do not do nothing. And our Jada Richardson at the youth group, they said that in such wonderful ways this morning. That was really wonderful to hear. Okay, let's sing one of our more pointed songs about a specific issue that affects us all. What shall we do with the corporate fat cats?
What shall we do with the corporate fat cats? What shall we do with the corporate fat cats? What shall we do with the corporate fat cats? Rise up and declaw them. Make them pay their share of taxes. Make them pay their share of taxes. Make them pay their share of taxes. Make them expose them. Way, hey, rise up, neighbors. Way, hey, rise up, neighbors. Way, hey, rise up, neighbors. Rise up, seize the morning. What shall we do with the robber banksters? What shall we do with the robber banksters? What shall we do with the robber banksters? Rise up and depose them. Strip them of their year-end bonus. Strip them of their year-end bonus. Strip them of their year-end bonus. Pay those who are working. Way, hey, rise up, neighbors. Way, hey, rise up, neighbors. Way, hey, rise up, neighbors. Rise up, seize the morning. What shall we do with the Wall Street
Street gamblers? What shall we do with the Wall Street gamblers? What shall we do with the Wall Street gamblers? Say your gig is up now. Toss them in a cell in a federal prison. Toss them in a cell in a federal prison. Toss them in a cell in a federal prison. Early in the morning. Way, hey, rise up, neighbors. Way, hey, rise up, neighbors. Way, hey, rise up, neighbors. Rise up, seize the morning.
Well, that was wonderful. I love that. I just love that. And I've seen you guys around for years, and I just love what you do. It's so inspiring and courageous, and yeah. So I just appreciate you guys, and both of you too, for doing what you do and bringing music to people. Music is, as they were saying, it's really important. It's a way to communicate without words. It's a way to, in our tradition, we never wrote down music. All of our songs are passed down orally through the generations, and certain families may have certain songs, and they'll agree to share it with other families, and then it gets passed down like that. And then if you attend any of the powwows in Spokane or Coeur d'Alene or around at Welpinit, you'll hear some of the powwow groups using the same songs or versions of the same songs, because those family ties and those songs kind of all mix together within our music. And I wanted to just say that as Native people, our songs carry power, they carry blessings, they are just songs are considered a really important part of our culture. And I don't know if you've heard this story before, but right here in Spokane, it was the Spokane tribe, and there were chiefs that got gathered up and hung at, and one of them was Qualchan. And they asked him what were his final words, and he sang his song, and his wife carried that song through the family, and the Spokane tribe still uses that song when they open powwows. It's a very sacred song, and it's because of that final protest of using his own song as a way to live through the generations and persevere, as we were talking earlier today about persistence and perseverance. So I think our music is just built into what we do, and I think that even at our school, Salish School Spokane, music is a central part of what we do, and it's a way that we stay connected to each other. And there are some things that we don't have that we need to have. Like, we don't have, people have been asking, well, we need kind of like a national anthem for the Sinaiaks people, the Arrow Lakes people, because there's a battle going on that the Sinaiaks people were declared extinct by the Canadian government and then pushed down into the United States, and that's my family. And so when I think of my grandmother, and she was maybe like 20 years old when her first husband was shot by a settler when he came to check his trap lines. And the person who shot him was not, they held a hearing, but there was no justice for my great-grandmother, and she was put into jail for about 3 months while they were getting the trial settled and everything. And so when I think of her perseverance, when I think of the power of music, I think of my song. And this song that's came to me is from the last summer camp where she lived, my great-grandmother. And we're still today fighting. We did win a battle in court about the Canadian government saying that yes, you can do hunting and for ceremonial practices in Canada. And we're still fighting, though, to just become recognized and being able to return to our homeland. And so when I think about all that my great-grandmother went through and my grandmother and all of the songs that they use as a way to say we're still here, I think it's really powerful. So I just wanted to share this song that comes from, I feel like it's from my grandmother, my great-grandmother. It's the place where she had her summer camp along the Columbia River up by Northport. So I don't really need the mic, so I'm just gonna stand.
I hope we're all breathing. This is good. We're going to sing a song together. You have lyric sheets. We're going to sing Resilience, because I think everybody knows Resilience. And I just noticed it was composed, now that you've got me thinking about things like this, Jadrian. Words and music by Abby Bettini's from St. Paul, Minnesota. How ironic is that? There's copies of the lyrics, and we'll sing it. I think you'll catch on as we sing it. Yeah, let's sing it, 3 times through. And if we have another minute, we'll find something else. Oh, wait. Can you, thank you. We don't need this.
Resilience, we are strong, shoulder to shoulder, keep moving on. Resilience, make a new plan, stand up again, say yes we can. Resilience, we are strong, shoulder to shoulder, keep moving
May you have that earworm for the rest of the day. This is
Cards, if you're interested in joining us, there's a phone number on the back, and give us a call.
You see how we are, please. If you're interested, there are cards up there. And this group is here for a couple of minutes if you have more questions. John, did you have one other song you maybe wanted to do?
Do we have any requests?
John, it can play anything. Do you have a request?
This pretty planet.
This pretty planet?
You sing for the climate. No one asked.
Okay, well, we'll do a Sing for the Climate on your sheet if there's no actual other requests. Okay, great.
John, this pretty planet, some of us know that. Oh,
After that?
You may recognize this tune. It's Bella Ciao.
Okay, we're gonna do.
Protest song. I guess until Italian resistance created. You'll know this one. 1, 2, go.
We need to wake up. We need to rise up. We need to open our eyes and do it now, now, now. We need to build a better future. And we need to start right now. We're on a planet that has a problem. We've got to solve, get involved, and do it now, now, now. We need to build a better future. And we need to start right now. Let's make it cleaner. Let's make it cleaner. Let's make it last, make it last, and do it now, now, now. We need to build a better future. And we need to start right now. No point in waiting or hesitating. We must get wise, no more lies, live now, now, now. We need to build a better future. And we need to start right now. We need to wake up. We need to rise up. We need to open our eyes and do it now, now, now. We need to build a better future. And we need to start right now. And we need to start right now. Okay, you got another one. You don't need to be a granny. You don't need to sing. Come join us.
John, you've got a song. I know you're going to do one. You know how it is with musicians. We just can't stop.
We'll go through it a couple times. We'll pick it up.
Cool.
This pretty planet spinning through space. You're a garden, you're a harbor, you're a holy place. Golden sun going down, gentle blue giant spin us around. All through the night, safe till the morning light. This pretty planet spinning through space. You're a harbor, you're a harbor, you're a holy place. Golden sun going down, gentle blue giant, spin us around. All through the night, safe till the morning light. We often close campfire with that one.
We close this
And-
campfire.
And it sings us around also. This pretty planet. You'll find it. Yeah,
I enjoy you all. Yes, that.
You sure can. It's a fun group. Here you go.
You don't have to be a granny.
Wednesday, I think.
So you don't have to be a granny. You only have to be old enough to be a granny, which is about 30.
Crazy.
And yeah, I'm old enough to be crazy.
Well, I'm also, I work for Spokane River. We're always looking out for
Oh, are you with the River Keepers?
casting, so.
Cool.
I don't know if this microphone works.
I think someone was using it.
Yes, ma'am.
That's not mine.
This one does. Hi, Mary. Give me 1 second. Okay.
No, this one is the one that.
So you wait like
10, 15, 20 minutes. So we could start with this, and then, yes.
And everyone?
And anyone talk about the work hours?
Okay.
And then yours, and yours.
Okay. How many minutes?
I think we'll have more minutes because Margaret is coming. And we're gonna give them space for questions. Dice que Laura se parece. I said, do you need a mediation? She said, the people with insurance. I'm not sure.
My couple. Yes, yeah.
Good afternoon. We're going to give a couple of minutes for people to come in, and we'll start in a few minutes. Thank you. There was someone earlier that said that they were from an immigration law firm in Bellevue, but they are making a research and it's from a group that is anti-immigrant. So the peacekeepers are going to be in this session. Good afternoon, everybody. My name is Pat Castaneda. I am the Executive Director at Manzanita House. And Manzanita House is the convener of the Eastern Washington Refugee Coalition. We are a group of agencies that work with immigrants and refugees that got together and want to support holistically the work that we do. Each of our agencies has like a niche of work, and some of them are represented here. We have the souls from Global Neighborhood. She's the executive director. Yalda Mohammed. Yalda is from Fish World Kitchen. Melis Tipek from World Relief. Luis Castillo from Refugee and Immigration Connection Spokane. And Ali Mogadassi from Manzanita House. So the Eastern Washington Refugee Coalition started getting together in 2024. And our purpose statement is that we are a united coalition of organizations serving immigrants, refugees, and those identifying with the refugee experience. It is our commitment to work collaboratively to improve community understanding, advocate for better public policy, increase the sense of belonging, and improve resources for immigrants and refugees in our community. So each of the agencies represented here are going to talk about the work that they're doing, the impact of the community, and some members of the panels are also immigrants, and they are going to share about their experience too. Thank you.
I'm Deb Sauls. I'm the executive director at Global Neighborhood. How many people have visited our thrift and vintage store? Some folks. Great. Awesome. Thank you so much for your support. A lot of times people just know us as only a thrift and vintage store, but there's a lot going on behind the scenes and up front. But we work with refugees in giving them pathways to employment, and those neighbors who come to the Inland Northwest can find job skills training with us, vocational English classes, and a community of sports to help them as they build their lives here in the United States. And at Global Neighborhood, we have a tagline that we help your used goods find new lives while helping people find their livelihoods, which I really love. And we are a social enterprise, which means we can earn a lot of the funding that we need through the store itself. So every time you shop, every time you donate goods, you really are supporting a lot going on. We have had folks come from many, many, many different countries. Currently on staff, there's probably 20 countries represented. And we take the donations of clothes and home goods and furniture and all kinds of things. We take almost everything. Our website says a few things we can't take, like mattresses. Don't drop one of those off. But we take those and then we sort through them and figure out what's the next best use that we can use them. Are they good for the store? Also trying to just divert as much as we can from the landfill, so we try to find other next best use if they can't be used in the store. We are starting some new projects this year for limited English language learners, people that have the lower level of English. We want to start an industrial sewing program so that they can get involved and get paid and then keep improving on their English. We know that language acquisition is a big part of getting a job and getting the next better job, and so we just want to make sure that we can help everyone with that. And yeah, we're right at Hamilton and Trent near Gonzaga, and I have a booth in back if pick up some of our materials. We just put out our recent annual report card that just gives a few of the fun facts of what has been happening. But we're always trying to do new things. We always have space for volunteers. So if you're interested in getting more involved with us, please let me know. One thing that we want to do more of is if anyone wants to do a clothing drive or a goods drive for us, we do have trucks. We could come pick things up if you want to organize something like that in your community on our behalf. And I'll turn it over.
Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Yalda Mohmand. I work with Feast World Kitchen. At Feast, our mission is to build dignity, opportunity, and belonging through the food by supporting immigrants and refugees, chefs, and sharing meals rooted in culture and tradition. Feast help create a welcoming space where everyone feels seen, respected, and connected. The same spirit is the heart of Table Time, the community center program, where I serve as a community resources navigator. Table Time creates a space for people to sit together, build relationship, and receive support at the same time. While sharing a meal, community members can get help with their job application, building resumes, English practices, navigating housing system, enrolling in education, and also accessing health and social services. This approach meeting people where they are make support feel human instead of overwhelming. And this work is deeply personal to me. I'm passionate about supporting people, especially women, as they take big steps, often toward their future. And many women I work with are doing something entirely new, starting their first job, enrolling in school, securing housing, or advocating for their health. One of the projects I'm most proud of, focused especially on Afghan women, was made possible through Fred Hatch grant that we made it last year. Through our partnership with them, we work to increase breast cancer awareness and access to mammogram. We were able to serve Afghan, Arabic, and Slavic community at that time, and this project was like became very professional for 4 women who became their community leaders. And we had more than 40 women who got mammogram, and it was their first time. Beyond health approaches, we engage in complex coordination care every day at Feast and Table Time, and that they receive help, secure stable housing, find new employment, education, and job training, and also navigate complex systems that can be very impossible by itself. And also this work matters because health is not just medical, it is social, emotional, and economic. We don't do this just alone. We are getting support from community, friends, and supporter group who believe our mission. We love people come to Feast whether to share a meal, learn about our programs, and support our work. Every visit, every conversation, and any donation help us to continue serving our community. Well, at Feast, we don't just share meals, we share safety, support, opportunity, and together we help people build healthier and more fulfilling lives in Spokane. Thank you so much. And also I have some flyers which talk about our programs, and also I have our cards, and if you guys are interested in volunteering, we appreciate that. Thank you.
Hello, everyone. My name is Melissa, but everybody calls me Melly, and I work at World Relief Spokane. Can you hear me now? Okay. My name is Melly, and I work for World Relief Spokane. I don't know who knows about World Relief Spokane. Anybody here? Okay. So I'm going to read a little bit about World Relief. World Relief is a global Christian humanitarian organization whose mission is to boldly engage the world's greatest crisis in partnership with the church. We envision thriving, welcoming communities where families flourish and people experience restorative relationships with God, their neighbors, themselves, and all creation. World Relief work in the United States especially focuses on helping refugees and other immigrants in vulnerable situations rebuild their lives in a new country. So my role at World Relief, I am the Community Ambassador Program Manager. So I manage a group of people from different countries. They're all from different countries. Most of them came through World Relief or have migrated here. So they've had to start from scratch their lives. So what they do is they help their communities build a life here. They're that person that the communities trust. So if the communities have a problem, they will come to a community ambassador. The community ambassador comes to us. So they're basically the bridge between their communities and World Relief. So what we do, people often say that I do the fun part of World Relief because I do a lot of events, baby showers, fun gatherings, things that create community. This has been impacted, obviously, by the current administration because they don't want to gather in big groups. They're scared, even though they are all here with legal status. But I'm going to talk a little bit about one of my favorite projects, that is the baby showers. So usually we have, women that come here to the United States and they don't have anything. Nothing. They don't have community, but they also don't have anything in their house. Some of them come pregnant, and they don't even know what a baby shower is. So we came up with the idea of starting a baby shower where we have, let's say, up to 20 moms gather, and we create this really fun opportunity for them. We give them up to $600 for each mom worth of baby items, and they absolutely love it. They get to go home and at least have a little bit, when their baby is born. This is all done through donations, from everyone, really, from churches or from just individuals. So that's one of my favorite events. It's only women because we want them to feel safe. We also do food delivery, so we deliver food for families that need it. This is all done through volunteers as well and partnerships with other organizations. World Relief also works with all of the other organizations, so that's the magic, I think, in Spokane and this coalition is that we are all working for one purpose, and that's to help our immigrant and refugee community. I think this is magical because I don't know if this happens in other cities, right? So yeah, I think that our goal for all of us is to create stability in these communities. And that's by, showing them that they're in a safe space, right? Showing them that they have so many resources. They can go to feast and, they can have table time. They can go to Global Neighborhood. They can go to Manzanita House, to Rick's. So many opportunities for them. And I don't think it will be possible without the help from everyone here and from everyone in Spokane. So we really, really appreciate it. I am from Colombia. And I came here when I was 17, so I also migrated here. And I know the importance of having people around you that can help you, even with the little things, even going to the grocery store and explaining to you what the things are, helping you translate the basics, how to use a credit card, debit card, food stamps, anything, right? Helping you how to navigate the bus system. Everything is so new when you arrive here. And most of them don't have family here. They don't have a community. They don't speak the language. So seeing somebody that is willing to help you, at least even with a smile, is very, very helpful. So Thank you for everybody that supports refugees and immigrants, and even just a smile nowadays goes a long way. So thank you so much.
Hi everyone, my name is Luis Castillo. I'm the Assistant Director at Refugee and Immigrant Connections, Spokane. I'm gonna put on the spotlight someone that's in the audience when I'm talking about the history of Refugee and Immigrant Connections, Spokane. This organization was founded by a group of neighbors that identify gaps in the services for refugee and immigrant communities after the resettlement period. And this organization was founded in 2011 by Susan Hales and a group of wonderful neighbors and community members that decided to step in for the new Americans. And that way we have the history of being in business until right now, so far. The organization mission is to foster community bonds for newcomers, but at the same time to advocate for refugee and immigrant rights in the Inland Northwest. So our organization was born serving newcomers, and then over the years it has expanded services to provide support to every individual and family throughout the whole years. So we have programs that support the early childhood through connecting new and expecting parents to perinatal support, connecting them to resources that provide education for those new parents in the United States, but for those that already have little kids and they want to create a good community to protect their kids, a good space and environment for these kids to thrive. Our organization is also deeply rooted in the HOPE framework, which means creating healthy outcomes from positive experiences. We identify 4 fundamental pillars in the community, and we actively work to improve the conditions in all of these 4 pillars in the community. So besides the programming, and over the years, our organization has been funded through community feedback. So identifying what different communities are needing is really important for us, and that's why right now most of our focus is on advocacy efforts through different ways of implementing this advocacy. So we have some advocacy on healthcare system, like a program called Patient Passport, which is a booklet, or medical records booklet, that is translated into more than 14 languages right now. And this booklet is basically a tool that refugees and immigrants can have with all of their medical records in their own language and in English. In the case that they have a medical emergency, they can bring this with them, because we understand that interpretation services, especially in the emergency setting, is really complicated. It can take time. If you don't have an interpreter right away, you might have to wait more than expected to receive care. So that's why we implemented this project. And every year we work at least with 2 or 3 different language communities to connect them with this resource. And at the same time, we provide services while we are hosting this event. We connect them with medical providers, with nursing students, and also with childcare services. And then now, with the current state of affairs, we are living in a time that I personally identify as an increasing of tribal identitarian politics, gaining, a lot of power, not only in the United States, all over the world. More and more people are thinking on a tribal way of us versus the others. And I believe that's where we want to disrupt that narrative that constantly dehumanizes people, that it removes the dignity of every individual and the power and skills and the history that we bring with ourselves. And we want to ensure that community members that want to support also and breaking with this cycle of hate and this cycle of dehumanizing others can be engaged. So that's why we decided to step in collaboration with other agencies, such as through the Eastern Washington Refugee Coalition and the Spokane Immigrant Rights Coalition as well, which is in total about 30 different agencies. We are providing rapid response trainings for folks that want to identify when the rights of individuals that are being targeted by immigration enforcement are violated, because even if there are laws that they have to be followed, the laws also require agents to treat people in a human and dignified way, and that's what we care about. We also are providing training on accompaniment, such as Melly shared. There's a lot of people that is not only afraid and pretty much freaking out when they have to attend appointments with core system, but also just simple things as going to the grocery store. That is a struggle for so many people, going to medical appointments. So when these things happen and when these situations are allowed to happen, the whole social fabric of our community goes deteriorating. And when we don't have people attending medical appointments, the whole health of the community is being impacted. So that's why we decided also to promote accompaniment trainings, rapid response trainings on the other side, and know your rights trainings with collaboration, especially from Manzanita House, because they are, they have a big legal department and expertise in the area. So the know your rights training is ironically more important than ever in these times, because a lot of people think they can violate rights of others without consequences. And it's important that we all know what the rights are for each one of us as individuals. These are rights that are not only given or stated in the Constitution. These are rights that are inherent to our human condition as individuals. And then some people keep asking, how can I support? How can I get involved? We also, try to have as many people join efforts as possible and work in collaboration and cooperation. Donation is a big part of it, because that allows us to keep doing the work that we do. And donation is not only financial, it can also be donation of your time. If you have some, skills that you think you can put in practice to the better of community, you can volunteer. If you have knowledge, bring it to the table, and let's see how we can put that together with all of our knowledge and all of our skills as well. And thank you everyone for being here. Thank you for, being always attentive to the initiatives that put community together and that build bridges.
Good afternoon, everyone. Can you hear me?
No.
Good afternoon, everyone. Hope the weather treating you well. My name is Ali Advocacy. I'm a program manager at Manzanita House, and I am an adjunct faculty at Gonzaga University. It's a pleasure to be here with you all today. Before I continue, I would like to mention my community. I'm a Persian, I'm an Iranian, and I would like to respectfully ask to consider my community in your prayers. In the workshop like this is a common practice to talk about what we are doing. But today I would like to start with who we are working with. In our last song, we have heard about resilience terminology. Today, I would like to talk about resilient people who are trying to keep doing right and good thing while they are working in living in a VUCA world. Do you know what does VUCA word mean? Any idea? volatile, extreme changes for them. Uncertain. They don't know what they are gonna expect tomorrow. Complex, as my flow worker mentioned, they need to interact with many of the services in a once. They don't know how they are using the bus. They don't know what's the credit score is. They don't know how they are gonna go, how they need to go and get driver license. Yes, I am talking about refugee and immigrants. We talk about volatile, uncertain, complex, and ambiguous. Even we don't have clear answers, and also at the same time, we have a lack of clear rules and regulation. Again, refugee and immigrants. They came to the United States from the 10, 12, 15,000 kilometers. They had to leave their country. All of them, they were expert in the home country. Pilots, teachers, doctors. And now they are here to start from entry-level jobs. Can you imagine that? We have a doctor. Now, he or she must work as a cleaner, as a cashier. Whose document and credential often are not recognized here. Do you want an example? I am here. I finished first PhD in Turkey in food engineering. Came to the United States, and I was told, Ali, with due all respect, your PhD is not valid here. What did I do? Come back to the university, get another master, and now I am, for the second PhD, I'm student at Gonzaga University. And also, still some engaged citizens, I'm gonna exclude all of these companies from this, still think these communities are here to consume resources, tax money, which is not. My dear friends, in Manzanita House, over the past 2 years, we had the privilege, we had the pleasure to serve over 1,000 of these individuals from 72 countries. Please. 110. In Manzanita House, our job, our position is not a career, is not a job. For us, is a calling. We have two main departments. Manzanita House Immigrant Legal Aid, which serve to help the community with the legal issues. Community Power Building, which focus on helping people realize their potential. Because it's a stock of knowledge, you know, when they are coming to another country, they think because they cannot just speak language, they are not smart enough. And in community power building, we are trying to help them to realize their potential. And my team and I, as a referral hub, we are trying to educate this community. Referral Hub operates as an educational platform where our community member comes at the fixed day, at the fixed time, at the fixed venue. We have a pleasure to collaborate with one of the churches, and we're conducting our workshops every single Wednesday. They are coming to learn about how system works. This is the critical hope. We are not gonna give them ordinary hope. We are gonna advocate for them. We are trying to build our client capacity for self-advocacy. And in the other hand, we invite all local service providers, all amazing providers, government agencies. We invite them to show up, bridge cultural and ideological gaps and divides, raise awareness in a way that benefit everyone. Because now even Spokane is my city. Dear my friend, we are here today to understand how we can collaborate to build a better city and community. Isn't it? If this question comes to me, my answer is so simple. I will invite all of you to engage with this community. If you are a business owner, please hire them. They are a gold mine of ideas. Taste their food. Dance with them. As Luis mentioned, everything is not about donate money and financially. We believe budgeting is reflecting the priorities. And your calendar is gonna budget the time. Please, put in your calendar. Come be today you are doing volunteering with Manzanita House. Tomorrow you are gonna do with Borderleaf. Another day with Rick's, another day with Global Neighborhood, with Feast. Come, work with us. You will understand, as I mentioned, these communities are not here to consume resources. They are here to contribute. They are a gold mine of ideas. And my friends, if we prefer to build our city more creative, in an innovation way, we need diversity. We need inclusivity. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much for participating. This is the time. Do you have any questions for us? Yes, sir. Well, all the organizations represented here are nonprofits, and we are a non-religious organization. We don't have, we work with anybody regarding their, disregarding their gender, religion, country of origin, and any belief. So, yeah, thank you. Yes?
George Taylor, Lutheran pastor, supports Lutheran Community Services, and the Lutherans have done a good job prior to Trump on refugee services. My question is
we, yes. Any, all of our organizations have those signs in our doors.
Same thing, if ICE came in here, we could say the same thing because this is private property. How can we be better, how can the church be better allies?
First of all, thanks for amazing question. One of the reasons we are here is about to answer these kind of questions, find a way for collaboration. What do you need? First of all, we need to raise awareness, which means we need to acknowledge differences. After that, we need cultural sensibility, respect these differences. And the third, cultural competency. Apply all of this knowledge to our behavior. We are here to extend our hands to all the providers, all churches, all mosques, whatever. We are here to break what hegemony is gonna say to us. We are gonna move beyond ideology. We are here to learn from each other. Always, I'm ready for any collaboration together to any service providers, churches, whatever. We are person through the other people. We are a human being.
Thank you, Ali. I also want to share there is a clergy immigration table in Spokane that is currently being organized, I believe, through the Spokane Alliance. I will be happy, to connect with you, giving my card, and then connecting you with the organizer from the Alliance. But this is pretty much a group of different churches and religious organizations that are gathering and planning precisely what you are sharing, how to be more actionable in the way that we exercise our faith. Because a faith, with all due respect, is not all about praying. It's also about going to the streets and exercising the values that you believe in and protecting your neighbors and stepping up for those that want to violate human rights. So it is really important. That's a wonderful question. We have the Spokane Alliance and the Faith Action Network. So they have together a clergy immigration table where they organize and think of these matters. So I'll be happy to give you a card and connect you with them.
Hello. I just want to say again, thank you for your question. I know this all seems very overwhelming, and sometimes you think that you have to do this huge thing to help, right? But I have seen firsthand that even, if somebody feels unsafe, like they can't leave their house, maybe helping them drop off some food outside their house, going grocery shopping for them, take them to the doctor. Maybe they feel more safe with somebody that, speaks the language, that knows their way around. They maybe feel more protected. So maybe little things like that can also help on top of obviously everything, that all the organizations are already doing. But I say, just be kind, very kind right now. It's a very scary time for all of immigrants and refugees. So thank you.
On that note, I was just going to say, too, the more you can just connect with people, I think that for refugees and immigrants, things are changing constantly. It's never easy to be a refugee in this country, but now, every day, something could change. There's no clear pathways to citizenship. 75 countries just put on a list where it's like, well, there's no possibility of getting a green card indefinitely, and these things, there's so much happening in the news, these things like just to pop up overnight. So I think just like being connected with people, staying on top of what is happening, and listening to people's stories when they're willing to share, I think is super important as well, just connecting human to human.
Thank you for your question. And also at Feast we have a supportive group, friends that we are just putting it together for our families. If we have a group of people who is willing to help, that would be great, because those supportive friends provide basic knowledge for people, helping them to drive them to, grocery shopping, going to school with their kids, taking them to the appointment, accompanying them to the grocery shopping. So this kind of help is very supported, and also it is very needed in this time, and people appreciate it. Thank you.
So we are out of time. We just had 45 minutes, but we are all well known within the community. Reach out and ask any questions and offer any help. I just want to say that we are all getting organized, and the community is coming to us to ask questions, and there is a lot of trainings available that you could engage with if you want to accompany an individual to ICE appointments, or rapid response, meaning that if there is any issue, you could come and react. We appreciate anybody from the local community that could support that. Thank you very much.
We'll start in about 1 or 2 minutes. What? Closing? Closing. I didn't do any. I just said 5 minutes, 1 minute, because I don't have Scott. You're joining me again. We'll also be joined by Pastor Jen too, since she was in Minneapolis.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So I'll just have like a few like, what is it, reflections and maybe action items, and build up a little bit of the energy and then pass it on to her, and then follow up with you if that works. Did you enjoy it today? Oh, good. Thanks. I don't often get to be like actively thinking of everything, because it's like, what do I have to facilitate next?
Right.
What's the time limit? Yeah, that's good.
And I think just coming together, things are so dark right now, and just coming together with like-minded people.
Yeah,
That's the
it's so
first time I
critical.
felt hopeful.
Yeah, yeah. Well, that's the thing. I mean, it's like, so my wife the other day mentioned that she, was like kind of in a state of panic after she had woken up, but she had said something to the effect that she had had a nightmare, and the nightmare was about her killing somebody out of self-defense because they attacked her. And it was, because of all of what you've been hearing with us. Right. And so it's like, I think that's a very common concern or anxiety just within the time frame that we live. Yeah, for sure.
Talking about, are they going to take the lead?
Yeah.
Do you want me up here or to come from there?
You can sit up here. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Let me bring my stuff.
You can be a part of the dais. So one thing that Jen and I are trying to work on too, so back in the table in the back, we have sign-in sheets for development towards a listserv. She came to me last week about the idea, but I think we had already been kind of in work on developing the idea the last 2 to 4 years. We just had to hold off on developing it more because we'd had some conflicts of interest with one attempt that we had tried to make about a year and a half ago related to it, and that kind of fell through because communications on the other end kind of threw a curveball, against our effort to promote it, and so, yeah. Oh, do you have a flyer for that? I don't think I have. I don't know if I have a pen on me, shoot, either, so. Okay. Not many people staying behind. I can't read that part.
Support all the groups that are here today in the economy and
Yeah, okay.
circulating the wealth among us.
Okay. So we'll start with the closing in about 1 more minute. So if you can please be seated as soon as you enter the sanctuary, that'd be helpful. Thank you. Okay, so if we could all get seated here pretty quickly, I'll just go through a few announcements and, thanks and gratitude to some of our sponsors and the facility here, and then offer some final words, and then we have a closing prayer and closing from Lorraine Wiley as well. So if you could please be seated. Hello? So if you could please be seated in the back. We'd like to close here soon. So I want to thank you again for all coming to the Eastern Washington Legislative Conference this year. I want to first thank our committee and its representative organizations for planning. This includes the Fig Tree, Catholic Charities, NAACP, Faith Action Network, Nuestros Recis, Muslims for Community Action and Support, Manzanita House, and Spokane Alliance. So those were our current supporters this year that's provided, advice on our joint committee. Next up, I want to provide thanks to our sponsors that are all listed on page 2, so you can review that. And I just encourage you to support the organizations that help plan this event and help to sponsor this event to help be a positive economy in these times. Among the other thanks I need to add are to the kitchen staff, the volunteers and staff of Spokane Valley United Methodist, again, for hosting us. They've hosted us graciously since 2019, except for the 2 years, 2021 to 2022, when we were just only online. But we want to thank them for their support for these recent years. The next item is I just want to provide a reminder to mark your calendar for March 14th. 11 to 1 is the Fig Tree Benefit Lunch. And we will also have and that will be located at Gonzaga University in the Hemmingson Center.
There will be a breakfast time also on Zoom on March 18th from 7:30 to 9 in the morning. So hope you can make it to either of those. You can go to our website at thefigtree.org to learn more, or by calling 509-535-1813 for more information to RSVP in advance. So usually I don't talk too much on public policy in my reflection, but I just wanted to bring up one aspect that I think we need to consider, especially coming up to the election coming up this fall. Please look out for whether there is a levy or bond issue related to a new city-county jail, and vote no in that case. Currently, 700 homeless have been cited since June 2024 because of the SCOTUS decision to ban camping. And 1,600 since January 2025 have been rounded up that are immigrants within our community, both detained and deported. Currently in Washington State, there are 1,600 additional that are currently in incarceration as immigrant. So we just need to keep all of those individuals in our hearts and minds as well. With that, I want to pass it on to Pastor Jen, who I've offered since she was one of the clergy that joined 1,200 other clergy nationwide in protest in Minneapolis before last weekend. And Pastor Jen and I have spoken a bit since, and we're interested in maybe forming a joint listserv for clergy and laity as action response, but also as a creative space for networking for clergy and laity. If you're interested in learning more or would like to be involved in that, we have sign-in sheets on the back table that say listserv at the top of the page that's for the sign-in sheet for the Eastern Washington Legislative Conference. Be sure to put your name, sign your name, and put your email so that we can have that as consent to use your email for this purpose. With that, I'll give it over to Jen Haywood from Veridale.
I bring to you not a prayer, more like, well, words from a pain-filled heart. These are words from Matt Moberg, the chaplain for the Minnesota Timberwolves. Perhaps you've heard them, and if so, hear them again. If you're a church posting prayers for peace and unity today, while my city bleeds in the streets, miss me with that softness you only wear when it costs you nothing. Don't dress avoidance up as holiness. Don't call silence peacemaking. Don't light a candle and think it substitutes for showing up. Tonight, an ICE agent took a photo of me next to my car, looked me in the eye and told me, "We'll be seeing you soon." Not metaphor, not hyperbole, a threat dressed up in a badge and a paycheck. Peace isn't what you ask for when the boot is already on someone's neck. Peace is what the powerful ask for when they don't want to be interrupted. Unity isn't neutral. Unity that refuses to name violence is just loyalty to the ones holding the weapons. Stop using scripture like chloroform. Stop calling your fear wisdom. Stop pretending Jesus was crucified because he preached good vibes and personal growth. You don't get to quote scripture like a lullaby while injustice stays wide awake. You don't get to ask God to heal the land if you won't even look at the wound. There is a kind of peace that only exists because it refuses to tell the truth. That peace is a lie. And lies don't grow anything worth saving. The scripture you love isn't written to keep things calm. It is written to set things right. And sometimes the most faithful thing you can do is stop praying around the pain and start standing inside it. If that makes you uncomfortable, good. Growth always is.
And next up, again, Lorraine Wiley.
Why kin musos tichastak sochal why injakin mipen wishin puit. I hope you have all gained something from this day, and I know that I've gained hope from being with you all. I have a song I'd like to close with, and it's a song that is called the Chief's Song. And I wanted to share it with you, and hopefully it'll stay with you as you go home, and our leaders in wherever you are, and work for justice and peace. Oh, hey, hi, yo. Please stand. Oh, hey, hi, yo. Hey, hi, yo. Hey, hi, yo. Oh, hey, travels.
Many thanks for all of you coming today. Safe journeys.